Welcome to the Prop Firm Psychologist. We're here to build the mental framework to beat the rules that are designed to mess with your head. In this first session, we're going straight to the heart of the problem, the single biggest psychological obstacle for any prop firm trader. Have you ever been in a profitable trade, a trade that is going exactly according to your plan, but you don't feel confident? You don't feel excitement? Instead, there's a pit in your stomach, a low-grade anxiety that grows with every tick in your favor. You find yourself watching your equity curve, not your chart. You're obsessed with a number, an invisible line that haunts your success. This feeling is real, it's common, and it is the primary reason why good traders fail challenges. It's caused by the trailing drawdown. And by the end of this session, you will understand not just what it is, but exactly how it hijacks your brain and rewires your behavior against your own self-interest. To understand its power, we first have to understand why it's so different from a normal drawdown. Imagine you're a tightrope walker. With a personal account or a prop firm with a simple static drawdown, there is a large safety net 50 feet below you. You know it's there, you respect it, and you certainly don't want to hit it, but it stays in one place. It allows you the mental freedom to focus on walking the rope. Now, imagine a trailing drawdown. You're on the same tightrope, but the safety net is now a shadow that stretches up to be just 1 foot below the rope, and it moves with you. With every successful step you take forward, the shadow rises up right behind you. Suddenly, any wobble, any slight breeze, any momentary loss of balance feels like a catastrophic threat. You are no longer focused on getting to the other side. You are obsessed with not falling into the shadow that is right below you. That is the psychological difference. One is a fixed, distant danger. The other is a relentless, immediate predator that punishes progress. Prop firms use it because it protects their capital aggressively. It is a business tool. But for you, the trader, it is a psychological weapon. So, why does this affect us so profoundly? It's because the trailing drawdown is perfectly designed to exploit ancient survival wiring in our brains. You have 2 key parts of your brain at play when you trade. The prefrontal cortex, which is the logical, planning, CEO part of your brain, and the amygdala, which is the primitive, emotional smoke detector part of your brain. Your trading plan, your strategy, your analysis, that's all handled by your CEO. But the trailing drawdown speaks directly to the smoke detector. Because the threat is constantly moving and always immediate, the amygdala perceives a state of persistent high-stakes danger. It starts screaming, "Threat! Threat! Protect what we have!" This constant alarm effectively shuts down your CEO. Rational thought is replaced by a primal, short-term survival instinct. This is why you find yourself unable to follow your plan, even when you know you should. Your brain's smoke detector has hijacked the control room because it believes you are in a life-or-death situation. This hijacking is amplified by a cognitive bias all humans share called loss aversion. Psychologists have proven that we feel the pain of a loss about twice as intensely as the pleasure of an equivalent gain. Losing $100 hurts far more than finding $100 feels good. The trailing drawdown cleverly turns every unrealized gain into a potential loss. When your trade is up $500, your high watermark moves up. If the trade pulls back to being up only $300, your logical brain knows it's still a winning trade. But your emotional brain, driven by loss aversion, just experienced the full pain of a $200 loss from the peak. You're not trying to make $1,000 anymore. You're desperately trying to avoid the pain of that unrealized profit slipping away. This is the trap. This leads to the most dangerous part of the entire process. You are actively being conditioned, like Pavlov's dog, to trade badly. Think about it. The anxiety from seeing a profitable trade pull back is painful. What is the one action you can take to make that pain go away instantly? Closing the trade. So you close the winner early, and in that moment you get a rush of relief. The anxiety is gone. That feeling of relief is a powerful reward. Your brain learns a simple but devastating equation. Cutting my winner short equals relief from pain. Every time you do this, you strengthen that neural pathway. It becomes an automatic, subconscious habit. This is how the infamous break-even flinch is born. It's not a discipline problem, it's a conditioning problem. So how does this conditioning manifest in your day-to-day trading? You can self-diagnose by looking for these symptoms. First, micromanaging winners. You have a target, but you're glued to the 1-minute chart, feeling the pain of every tick that goes against you. Second, the break-even flinch. The moment a trade gets to a small profit, you move your stop to break even, inviting the market to take you out on normal volatility, only to then watch it rip to your target. Third, hesitation on new entries. After a small loss that moves the drawdown down, you become terrified of taking your next A+ setup, fearing another loss more than you desire a win. And finally, constant post-trade regret. The feeling of, I knew I should have held it, or my analysis was right, but my execution was weak. This is the signature of a trader whose logical CEO is being overruled by the fearful smoke detector. If you recognize yourself in any of this, I want to be absolutely clear. This is not a personal failure. You are not a bad trader. You are having a predictable human response to a psychologically taxing system. The trailing drawdown is an operating system that, left unchecked, forces you to act against your own best interests. But here is the most important part of our entire session today. This can be fixed. What has been learned can be unlearned. What has been conditioned can be deconditioned. But you cannot fight a psychological problem with more technical analysis. You must fight it with a better psychological framework and a superior system. That is why you are here. And before our next session, I have a task for you. For the next week, your only job is to become an observer. I don't want you to try and fix anything. Don't try to hold winners longer or force yourself to take trades. Just notice. Keep a simple journal. When you feel that anxiety rising, write down what's happening. When you cut a trade short, just make a note of it. The goal here isn't to judge or to fix. It's to gather data. Awareness is the first step to change. In our next session, we will use that awareness as we move from diagnosis to prescription. We will install the solution. I will give you a step-by-step mechanical protocol called the Cruising Altitude Protocol, designed specifically to make the trailing drawdown psychologically irrelevant. If this session was valuable, subscribe and turn on notifications so you are ready for the next one. Let me know in the comments which one of those symptoms you struggle with the most. I'm the Prop Firm Psychologist. Class dismissed.